Good morning, everybody. Good morning. There's some peaceful tea music. Good morning. Let's see if our friend wants to say good morning too. Good morning. We'll wait for a few of us to join here this morning. And we're going to get started with a hot dog video. Right, Nerdy? Carlotta? Good morning, Car. We're going to start with, give us about a minute and we're going to do a hot dog video. The one we didn't do yesterday. Good morning. It's going to be Eerie Thursday. Eerie, Carlotta. Spelled with two E's. Eerie. Ooh, that's so eerie. Eerie. Eerie, Pennsylvania. All kinds of eerie stuff happens out there. We're going to tell some eerie stories this morning. Not Irie, but eerie. Okay, you guys ready for your hot dog video? Give me 5 people that say, Pop, show us the hot dog video. One of those 5 has to be Hags. Once Hags and 5 people say, show us the hot dog video, we will. Hags and 5 people asking for the hot dog video. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. I'm still waiting on Hags. It's 3. Only 3 people care about the hot dog video. 4. Okay, 4. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Hags is in. Okay. If Hags wants to see the hot dog video, well, gosh darn it, we're going to look at a hot dog video. Okay, here we go. Wait for it. Okay.
I made 394 hot dogs and took the leftover hot dog water and froze it to make hot dog shaped ice sculptures, which I then...
We're going to start over because you guys aren't paying attention. Let's start over. Will you please pay attention this morning? And
I made 394 hot dogs and took the leftover hot dog water and froze it to make hot dog shaped ice sculptures, which I then mailed out to people in unrefrigerated containers so that when they arrive, they're just puddles of hot dog water. So step 1 was to dress up like a hot dog salesman and cook.
I still say, why don't you just send it out in the jar? Why go through all this?
So I put all the hot dogs into coolers and I made this big sign that said free hot dogs. And then I painted inside each letter and just went out into the city and gave out all the hot dogs in the street for free. Step 2 was to take...
How would you like to see that guy coming? How would you like to see free hot dog guy coming out?
And this was to just make the 2 halves of the ice mold. I needed both parts of the mating surfaces to be completely flat and parallel. And so once that was done on the milling machine, I brought it over to the CNC and made a fixture. And then I put the aluminum chunks in and had the CNC cut out the shape of the hot dog, the negative.
This guy's committed.
And this is the bottom half of the mold. And once that was
I
done,
respect
I
commitment.
took out the bottom half of the mold and super glued in the top half of the mold and did the exact same thing. I did run into an issue though with the top half of the mold where
he wasn't even giving out buns, Chris, just the dog.
There were parts of it that it couldn't really reach, and so I did a fix where I put a ball nose end mill and a drill and just manually carved out the ketchup line myself. And once that was done, I had both halves of the mold completed, and I just needed to figure out a way to attach them to one another. So I cut out these chunks of aluminum and brought them back to... This is how I made 394 hot dogs and took the leftover hot dog water and froze it to make hot dog shaped ice sculptures, which I then mailed out to people in unrefrigerated containers so that when they arrive, they're just puddles of hot dog water. So step 1 was to dress up like a hot dog.
One more video for you this morning. That was the hot dog video. Now we're going to show you what it's like in the future. Wait.
Or parking problems if you want this little number.
Car of tomorrow.
This car is equipped with the latest Sure Start stop toe-touch hydraulic brakes. Just barely touch these brakes. You stop. This custom job is manufactured exclusively for backseat drivers. Finally, a foolproof garage. This setup will keep your wife from cracking up the fenders getting in and out of the garage. This new directional taillight signal is equipped with a loudspeaker. It not only signals which way you're going to turn, it also announces it. Turning left, turning left, turning right, turning right. It also works with women drivers.
Turning right, no left, right,
No hill climber special. This one will climb any hill. Here's something for you younger fellas. An adjustable seat for that bashful baby.
This is me.
Just pull the lever. These new bumpers were built with pedestrians in mind. Just let them try to get away. This same model has a glass bottom so that when you hit a pedestrian, you can look down and see if he was a friend of yours. And for you men who are always late to the office, we have this built-in auto shaver. Saves time, gives you a clean shave while driving to work. But the street has to be pretty smooth. More parking problems if you own this little number. This car is equipped with the latest Sure Stop toe-touch hydraulic brakes. Just there.
Silly morning stuff. Good morning, my friends. Oh, the hot dog guy is ridiculous. That guy, he just wanted to make a hot dog thing. That's ridiculous. Why did he have to freeze the hot dog water in the form of a hot dog, then put it in the jar, then it melts, then he sends it? Just pour the hot dog water out of the pan. Done. Spend the time machining on something important. He just wanted to make a hot dog thing. Right, Carlotta? That was ridiculous. All right. Last night, just to prove I could do it, I boiled some hot dog water up and I put it in a jar and I sent it to Carlotta. So Carlotta, when you get that frothy mess, you let me know. You let me know if I should have froze it first. Okay? You please let me know. That was ridiculous. I just poured it straight into your jar, sweetie. Just boom, straight into the jar. Okay? You know bologna's just a hot dog pancake. Okay? Oh, Carlotta, wait till you get it. There's all kinds of nitrates in the water. Higgs, he just wanted to be a machinist for the day. I have a joke for you about hot dogs, though. Whoever gets this correct is going to be the first spin person today. You have to get it exactly correct, too, by the way. It needs to be exactly what I wrote on my paper. What did the hot dog say to the bun? Go. What did the hot dog say to the bun? It could have said many things, but it said this specific thing. Let me in, turtle up, open up. No. What did the hot dog say to the bun? It has to be exactly what I wrote here. Okay? No, Carlotta. No. No. Nerdy, you're creepy. No. Why does it have to be? It isn't naughty. None of it's naughty. Nice to meet you. That was a good one, Aaron. Happy Farms. Happy Farms. Happy Valley Farms. Said it correctly. Happy Valley Farms. Are you purebred? The hot dog asked the bun if he was purebred. Now, I know it could have been a racist hot dog. I get that. But we haven't gotten an answer back from the bread yet. Okay? Happy Valley. Happy with an I. Happy Valley, you're going to be number one on the spin today. Good job. Are you purebred? So I like hot dogs. All right? I like fishing too. I like mushrooms. Fishing. I'm going to tell you a fish joke. What did the fish say when it ran into a wall? Damn. Yeah, yeah. What did the fish say when it ran into a wall? Damn. That's an oldie but a goodie. Carlotta, I agree with you. The best way to do a hot dog is to grill them. Barbecue grilling. Okay. What did the fish say when he ran into a wall? Damn. You know, that's what they said. Was it a walleye? That's a good question. That's a really good question. We're going to read some Eerie facts this morning. We're going to do our science here in a few minutes. We're going to do our bro science here in a few minutes. But let's do this. Okay. Grill all the way, Hags. Boiling a hot dog, you deserve the water you get. You know what I'm saying? If all you're going to do is boil the thing, you deserve the water. If you spiral cut, now let's be honest, a hot dog is 50 times better if you spiral cut it. Am I right? Because it gets the barbecue into the tube. Spiral cut, then barbecue. Okay? That's the way to go with a hot dog. And I also like a hot dog with casing. You know, where it's got the skin on it, kind of pops when you bite it. Good stuff. All right? Get out of here with a boiled hot dog. Boiled, you deserve the water you get. Don't spill any on yourself. You know what happens. Okay? Eerie. Here we go. No, not you. You. Background music's very important. Nathan's are good. Give me 5 people that like the music. They're a little captivated. Pops, what are we going to do next? There aren't very many likes up there. We're coming to get you. Did you know that at Disneyland, Pirates of the Caribbean, those are real skeletons. Those aren't animated. Those are real human being skeletons. Is that a true fact or not? Did Pops just make that up? Is it true or isn't it? Real skeletons of real people, animated by the animatronics of Disneyland. Is that a true statement or isn't it? You guys should know, Pops, by now. It's completely false. The engineers from Disney took a look at some of their fake skeletons that were brought in, and they weren't creepy enough. That's because in the early 60s, prosthetics weren't as convincing as they are now. To offer a more authentic experience, Disney engineers enlisted the UCLA anatomy department to make real skeletons. Gradually, they replaced these real skeletons with fake ones. But many believe that real skeletons remain in the attraction. Either way, this is a scary, real fact. Was Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven, Nightmare on Elm Street, was that based off of a true story or not? Was that a true story or not? A Nightmare on Elm Street. Good story or a fake story or a true story? Which do you think it is? You guys are smart out there. I didn't know the answer was true. I had no idea. You guys, let me back up. I don't watch those movies. I don't watch scary movies. Director Craven revealed that the inspiration for the iconic slasher film came from a story he read in the LA Times. A boy was having disturbing nightmares, and he refused to sleep for days out of fear. The same night he succumbed to exhaustion, he died in his sleep. But not before screaming for help in the middle of the night because of his nightmares. Sharon, there's a reason we don't watch those movies. How many serial killers do you think are on the loose in the United States right now? FBI has a estimation. The FBI has an estimation of how many serial killers are on the loose right now in the U.S. Boy, you guys are smart again. Slingy says 50 to 60. Rugman's 40 something. JC says 50. You know the answer, 50. As many as 50 serial killers are on the loose in the United States right now. Now that's scary. This number is according to the FBI. However, some speculate that around 3,000 to 4,000 remain active. No, I'm not taking 3,000 to 4,000. Creepy science fact that might gross you out? Creepy science fact that might gross you out. Are you ready? It's going to gross you out. Creepy science fact. Every day, a person consumes around 1 to 2 cups of snot. 1 to 2 cups, that's all. 1 to 2 cups of snot per day. Not like once a week. Not like, oh, I'm going to do a little cup this week. More mucus travels into the trachea than leaks out the nose. So most of it ends up in the back of your throat. This creepy science fact might gross you out, but it's completely harmless and normal. You're swallowing cups and you don't even know it. Anthony, you're having Anthony's saying, don't mess up my McDonald's burger. How do you like this? If you're an Aztec priest, back in the Aztec days, you're an Aztec priest, and there's a drought in your area. What's the remedy? If you're an Aztec priest and there's a drought in your area, what do? You make little kids cry, shed tears. if they're shedding tears as they're being sacrificed, why, that's as good as a rain dance. You leave those kids alone. Aztec followers believed in the power of human sacrifice, and many of their rituals included sacrificing women and children to serve their sun god. When they experienced drought, Aztec priests sacrificed the children because they believed their tears would call on rain. Is there such a thing as the Devil's Bible? The Devil's Bible. I'm not talking about the Satanic Bible. We all know about the Satanic Bible. We all read that when we were 17 and we were rebelling against our own society. It's called the Devil's Bible. That's it right there. Full page picture of Satan. There's the actual real, the real deal, the Devil's Bible. I'll tell you about it. It's also known as the Codex. Wait a minute. It's also known as the Codex Gigas. It's the largest Latin manuscript in the world. It contains a full-page portrait of Satan. People believe the manuscript contains the contract of a monk who sold his soul to Satan in the 13th century in order to escape execution. Somebody owns that book. How about this one? This is really creepy. A person will shed around 40 pounds of skin in a single life. Excuse me. 40 pounds of skin is how much we shed in a lifetime. 40 pounds of skin. Just shedded it. Just like snakes, humans shed their skin too, but at a much slower pace. Accumulated, however, your shed skin will amount to almost half the average body weight. The floating specks that we see that we think, oh, dust motes, the floating specks we see through the, sunlight in the beautiful window blowing through. The floating specks you see probably aren't dust, but dead skin cells. This means that the air you breathe also contains dead skin cells. In fact, 15% of what you breathe in during a train ride is most likely the dead skin cells of the other passengers, including your own. I am getting grossed out. I don't want any of this facts. Moms, tell me to change the subject. I need to change the subject. How about this one? Now, this one isn't that bad. This one's, unless you don't like clowns or ventriloquists. Here. Look at that. There's a museum that has ventriloquist dolls in it. 900 different ventriloquist dolls. I like this guy. 900 ventriloquist dolls are in this museum. Now, you could call me a dummy, but that sounds pretty crazy to me. Ventriloquism can be kind of creepy. Okay? I remember the very first time I remember it when I was a kid. First time I saw like a dummy talk from a ventriloquist, freaked me out because I didn't realize the guy was doing the talking. I literally thought that the dummy doll was doing the, freaked me out because I was a pretty sharp little kid. And I'm looking at go, that cannot be. There is something completely missing on my planet right now. The first time, I was like, what just happened? It was at Knott's Berry Farm, part of a show at Knott's Berry Farm, and I was like, freaked out. I wasn't amused by it. Peepaw's new on here. Caitlin, thanks for noticing that. Peepaw, hello Peepaw. Peepaw, somebody throw a chocolate donut at Peepaw, would you please? So this ventriloquist museum is in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. It houses over 900 ventriloquist dolls. Good morning, Peepaw. MVP, good luck with your appointment there, my friend. Good morning, Peepaw. Welcome here. And let's finish up with this one. We'll finish up with this. Ancient Rome. Thank you guys for giving Peepaw donuts and recognizing for being here. Really cool. How about this one? Emperor Nero. Do you guys remember any stories about Nero? Nero was kind of a creepy emperor, Roman emperor, right? All of the Roman emperors were creepy, let's admit it. Like, that's just too much power for one person to have. And they were all interbred between brothers and sisters and had blood problems and diseases. And they were all kind of wrecks. Let's admit it. Nero, what was wrong with you? But then the Roman culture itself, that was it, mostly, is the inbreeding. And I mean, we can kind of joke about it, but it's a very true thing. You know, it really weakens. Yeah, Sharon, it is. It's Gross Out Thursday. It's Creepy Thursday. That's what I said. That's why we even changed the music today. That Nero guy. Well, we don't recognize how much urine was used in Roman society. Look it up. Urine was used for different kinds of things. Creepy stuff. We don't really want to talk about all the uses here, but we do find out one thing. That Nero decided, hey, if it's going to be used a lot by my society, I ought to make a buck off of it. Okay? It was sort of the Windex of the day, nerdy. We can say a lot about the Roman tyrant Emperor Nero, but one creepy fact about him is that the Emperor Nero imposed a urine tax. A urine tax. He charged merchants who sold the pee. So wait a minute, I'm already freaking out. That means there's a whole group of merchants. Hi, I'm a pee merchant. This is what I do. I sell urine. Well, where do you get it? Well, that's a whole nother subject. Urine merchants. I'm having a problem with this whole situation. We're trading in pee. such that there was enough merchants that the emperor wants his cut. I'm taxing you, pal. Give me some of, I don't want the urine, I want some of them gold coins. Human urine was a valuable and useful product back in ancient Rome. I'm gonna look up this, I need to know more. Hags, I started a P-tax last night here. I mean, if Nero could do it, I'm doing it. Every time Brock goes to the bathroom. You guys can do it at your house. Urine tax. Every time somebody goes, boop, drop a quarter right here in this jar, baby. Urine tax. That right now I'm at a quarter of it. If I find out that he's flushing a lot, we're just going to take it up. Okay? So you guys got an opportunity there. This is a very creative opportunity to make a couple of extra dollars a week out of the old household. Urine tax. And it's not like you're going to be the first person to do it. Okay? Drop a quarter in the coffee can. Started last night. You know what, though? He's been using the bush. I might have made the wrong call. Brock, what are you doing in the bushes? What? Get out of the bushes. Use the bathroom. You guys are ridiculous out there. All right? Let's do a true false. All right? We're going to do a true false. Sharon's going broke. Sharon. I need like a stack of quarters at midnight. From midnight to like 4 in the morning. I gotta have a stack of them. I visit every time. Love you guys. Thank you. Creepy morning. Who liked creepy morning? Give me 5 people that said creepy morning was okay. At least we had a different music today. Now we're going back to our regular music. Creepy morning? It was little different rando factos this morning. Some clean and some not so clean. Okay? Okay, let's do I'm going to do a true false. I'm trying to get another person qualified for the spin to win, and then we're going to inoculate these bags here, okay? So let's get back. Sharon's like, can we do regular programming, please? Here we go. I'm going to read 3 statements to you. You're going to tell me if they're true or false. Wait till I finish the 3rd statement, and then on one line, write T, F, whatever you think the answers are. Just write a T or an F. And I will pick somebody out of the first group of correct answers. I've been keeping track here. So far, the spinners for this week have been Sling Blade, Bill D, and CCS. They spun on Monday. Healthy Grow, Roy C, and I Losty. They spun on Tuesday. Yesterday, it was Caitlin, Holly M, and Gypsy Life. So those 9, I'm going to skip past them and get new spinners for today. If they happen to get it correct, then we're going to give them credit for it. But we're also going to be looking for somebody besides one of those 9. We're just looking for 3 new people to get a spin chance. Okay? So here we go. We're going to ask the question. We're going to make 3 statements. Here we are. 3 statements. The Amazon River flows into the Atlantic Ocean. True or false? Johannesburg. Oop, wait. Johannesburg is the largest city in South Africa. True or false? And Ayers Rock is in Asia. True or false? Go. I'm looking for the first. We've got it right there. Very first person to answer. West Smoke. West Smoke has already got it, you guys. West Smoke was as fast could be. And Wessie, you're correct. The answers were true, true, and false. The Amazon River does flow into the Atlantic Ocean. Johannesburg is the largest city in South Africa, and Ayers Rock is not in Asia. We all know that's in Australia. So, Wes, you, my friend, have moved forward. You're going to be number 2 in the spin to win round. Okay? Spin to win round coming up soon here. We might do 2 giveaways today, depending on how much time we have. Let's get to work. Can I show you guys something really pretty? You guys ready for this? How do you like that? Isn't that a beauty? The rhizomorph in this is just stunning to see in person. I just thought that'd be fun to show you guys. That's one of my prettier plates right now because it's just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's a wonderful looking fella. Okay, here we go. We're going to inoculate these bags right here, right in the open, okay, without worrying about still air boxes or, okay, without worrying about a still air box and without worrying about flow hoods or anything else. I'm going to take 4 1-pound bags. They have just a touch more than 1 pound each in them. Okay? We got these bags directly from Outgrow. All right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I kind of line them up, get them together. And then I'm going to go with my ISO spray, 70% ISO. And I'm just going to hit the area that I'm going to end up inoculating. All right? I'll do that. I'm just going to let that sit for while I'm doing this. Now, by the way, this happens so much faster when I'm doing it and I don't have to talk my way through it. But right now, I've just given a little bit of a spray on my areas there. And you notice I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to wipe them down or anything with my dirty hands. So letting the 70% kill any of the bacteria that's around these areas, that's what I'm doing for a moment here, okay? Until it evaporates. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glove up. I recommend definitely you glove, but you don't actually have to as long as your hands are super clean. Make sure that you've cleaned under your fingernails. Just do a really nice job, almost like a surgeon, if you don't have gloves. All right? So, we're going to glove up, and part of the gloving up process is to also spray those off. After I've sprayed off my gloves, I don't want to touch a bunch of other objects other than the few that I have to at this point. Oh, I actually made a mistake. I should have done one thing before I put these gloves on. Oops, I made one mistake. Hold on. One mistake. I want to take, before I put my glove on, hold on. I'm going to take one of these off for a second because this is hard to do. Okay, I'll do it again. All right. I'm gonna, before I put my gloves on, while I can still manage my tape, when the gloves are on, the tape really sticks to my gloves. So I want to take, before I get started, and I want to take 4 pieces of tape, and I'm just going to take these pieces of tape like this. And this is a micro pore tape. But you can use any tape you want at this point right here because we're basically going to be sealing up our injection hole. So the first thing I want to do before I get my plastic on my hands is I get my gloves, is I get my tape ready. Now I'll re-glove, spray off. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hypodermic needle and I'm going to do this. Just a quick squirt right there and let it go. I'm going to do this. A quick squirt right there, let it go. I'm doing all of that because I'm not under a flow hood or not under a still air box. And I just don't want any little bacteria to attach. Okay? So now I'm good. Now at this point right here, I can remove the cap and instantly inoculate. I'm going to want to take this and I'm going to take about a quarter of I'm going to put a quarter of this syringe in each of the bags. So since this is a 10 cc syringe, each bag's can end up with about 2.5 cc's of fluid. Okay? In many cases, I'll do this. I'm going to go ahead and flame my needle. And for about 5 or 6 seconds, not breathing anywhere near the needle, I'm going to let it cool off a little bit. Now I'm going to inject. And as I'm putting my fluid in, I'm moving my needle around. And then boop, out into the next one right away. There we go. Boop, out into the next one right away. And the final amount. Next thing I want to do is get tape on those holes. That, my friend, is it. Done. Over. I'll recap this. Take it off so I can throw it away separately and safely. And at that point right there, we have inoculated 4 bags in a matter of about a minute. We're going to take this bag. Let's take one of them. And let's put it in this. We're going to form it more of a pancake shape. But you'll notice the whole time I'm doing this is I'm leaving my chimney open and my filter available. So this whole time, this is going to be easy. I can move a bag around without touching it, without doing anything, and I can actually stack bags side by side if I did that. Okay? Or I can leave them like that as well. At this point now, you want to put your bags in a 78-degree dark closet and not touch it again. period. The more you touch it at this point, the more likely you are to cause it to stunt and not grow. Hold on. How easy was that? I mean, it literally, if you're not doing it, it's because you don't want to. It's not because it's hard. Okay? And it's not because it's some esoteric thing that only anybody can do it. Hip Kitty, we want to put it at 78 degrees at the colonization stage right now. And the biggest and most important thing with bags, whether they're UB Uncle Ben bags or they're this kind of bag, let's remember that if we're using jars, we don't have this issue. Jars, you have grain in it, you have a little bit of open space, and then you have a filter at the top. That filter's not going to move because it's stuck to a jar, right? What'll happen in this case, this is the exact same thing. Here's our grain, here's our little bit of airspace, and here's the filter that's at the top of a jar. They're all the same thing. A big problem will happen if you do this. You've stored this into your spawn closet for colonization, and you're not really paying attention, and you let your bag flap over like that. What you've just done is you've just blocked your filter. Your airflow is no longer leaving your gas exchange. See, as stuff's in here colonizing, it's creating gases. Those gases want to leave the chimney and out the filter. Okay? You're not looking for gas, you're not looking for air exchange at this point. I'm not looking to put fresh oxygen in. I'm just looking for the poisonous gases that it's creating for it to get an opportunity for it to escape. If we don't do a good job making sure our chimneys are open, then we're going to end up contaminating our grain. Okay? In a UB bag, you have chimneys. Same thing, that top section of the bag is your chimney. UB is very delicate though, because the chimney in a UB bag is shorter than it is in this bag, clearly. So you have less opportunity for the gas exchange. What we found to combat that, we actually make our cut for creating that filter, we make it a little bit bigger. So we know that we're gonna get a good gas exchange. We explain that on our Twist Tech video. I'm open for the next 5 minutes for any questions about what we just did. Any questions about what we just did there? Questions, comments, concerns? Do you see how simple that was? I'm sorry that it took me a week to put that in front of you guys. Cliffhanged you guys to that. Okay, so here's what happens at the 78. Yes, what happens is the hotter something starts to get, the more likely it is to contaminate. The colder something is, the more likely it is to die. See, our bacteria likes sweltering humid heats. So when we start reaching higher temperatures, we're offering bacteria a better chance to grow. When we want bacteria to stall, that's why we use refrigerators. Because if we bring down temperatures to a lot lower, bacteria doesn't operate as well at lower temperatures. What we've found, 70 to 74 is not okay, Alan. Not even close. 70 to 74 will not really get your colonization started. 74 is about the lowest you want to cake at. 70, you're getting into some low temperatures, believe it or not. 78, there's a Goldilocks line. There's a line that, you know how Goldilocks, she reached a temperature that was just perfect. The Goldilocks line is 78 to 80. I never tell somebody to push their temperatures to 80 because now that's the razor's edge of too hot and you're asking for contamination. Guess what Pops runs his spawn closet at? 80. I run the razor's edge. But I'm not telling you guys to, but 80 gives me an extra day or two. It colonizes just a touch faster. But we've also got it really dialed in. Man, if that thing spiked to an 84 or an 85 for a day, I could lose a whole closet's full of grain. Okay? So 78 is the absolute correct number to colonize at. Wes, I don't know anything about colonizing outdoors. I've never done it. I can't control the environment enough for me to put my time into it. It makes the guest room very warm and cozy. That's correct, Kim. That is correct. Okay? Heat the room, not the shroom. So that is true. We're not looking for the actual shroom's temperature. We're looking for the ambient temperature of the place that it's growing in. I don't warm a room, typically. I warm a tent. Okay? We'll put a small space heater at the bottom of the tent. Digital operated. Let's remember, I want the temperature of the tent to be 78. Sometimes I have to turn that heater up to an 80, an 81, an 82. The heater down at the bottom of the tent so that the temperature throughout the tent is 78. Okay? So I have a gauge, a temperature gauge inside the tent up near the top because we all know hot air rises. So if you've got a temperature gauge somewhere near the top of the tent, you want that temperature gauge to be reading 78. That's the one you want, 78. The way to get there is by adjusting the heat down at the bottom of the tent. Sometimes you have to run it up a little bit. Maybe your tent leaks. Maybe it's colder outside and it's, the tent. Daily check that temperature. You might have to go in and tickle that little digital heater once a day just to keep that temperature regulated inside your tent at 78 degrees. Okay? So it's a super simple way. Just a little, but when you do use a small space heater, definitely spend the extra $5 and get a digital one because you want to be able to adjust it one digit at a time. Your heater down at the bottom of the tent. Let me show you a picture real quick. Your heater down at the bottom of the tent, you want to be able to adjust it 1 degree at a time. Here it is right here. Here's a picture of a tent. You don't need any of all of this stuff until that's fruiting. For colonizing, I just want a space heater, some shelves to put your tub on, and a thermostat. You're not going to put any tubs on the bottom shelf. You're going to put tubs on this shelf, and this shelf. You're going to adjust this so this temperature reads 78. Then every day you're going to switch your tubs around. You're going to rotate them. So this day, this tub will have that space. Tomorrow it'll live here. The next day it'll live here. Then you move it up, then you move it. So you rotate your tubs so they all spend a different day in a different space inside the same overall environment. So you rotate your tubs once a day. That's it. Well, it's colonizing. Well, that's now, I take that back. If we're talking spawn, this same thing works. You're just going to set these on a shelf in there and never rotate them. You're never going to touch them again. They'll be fine. Just that was when you're colonizing. For now, you're just going to take this, you're going to stick it in there, you're going to turn your temperature to where it reads 78, and you're done. How long is it going to be in there, Pops? These bags, with what we just did to them, they should be ready in about 20 days. 20 to 25 days. And ilosity lights mean 0. Don't be teaching people bro science here. There are no light spectrums that are better or worse for growing mushrooms. 0. Because when we start saying that, people always start freaking out. I have to have a special light. And no, you don't. No, you don't. You can use a night light from your baby's bedroom. Okay? Or you could use any kind of light. There is zero light spectrum that makes a difference. Okay? And we just got to, I'm not picking on you, I lost you. I'm just saying we got to watch the bro science we send out there. All right? That's all. Now, light makes, why is that? Why I'm sensitive to that is light was such a big deal in my weed grows. Oh man! And then I experimented. Which is going to be better, the halide light or the gas light or the LEDs or the? I probably spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on different lighting systems trying to grow weed. And yes, there were some systems that were a lot better. Yeah, that is where it's well worth being a light fanatic. In growing mushrooms, all you need is the only reason that we even the mushrooms don't even quote unquote need the light. The only reason what mushrooms use the light for is to grow in a certain direction. Yeah, that is the purpose of a light is to give them a direction to grow. So if you want your mushrooms to grow straight and tall, make your light source above the tub. If you want your mushrooms to grow crooked and sideways, they start out like this, but they'll head this way, put your light over here, they'll head right to it. Okay, I'm gonna do today's reading, if that's okay with you guys. And then we're gonna do a spin to win. Was that good information there for everybody? I hope so. And again, I lost you. I didn't mean to jump on you. But I saw you being real specific about lighting values, and let's not do that. We're not worried about that at all. Okay, but we'll discuss that further on as we go. Okay? Here we go. Now, I'm going to just read this direct. It's going to take about 6 or 7 minutes for me to get through this. But I read this to myself this morning before we got started, and I almost cried. You know how touching it is when you sit there and you're reading something to yourself, and I'm like, gosh, this really hits home for me. This really hits home for me. I've been to enough AA meetings, CA meetings, NA, Narcotics Anonymous. I've been to all of the A meetings for years. I credit it for saving my life. Learning how to not use and still be okay. I sponsored many, 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 many people. On my CA, let's see, on my cocaine, I even lost track. I have over 35 years of sobriety on cocaine, which I should have died from. So I've been in the rooms, helped people in the rooms. Know the room makes a difference, but the room isn't the difference. The room is not the difference. It's who you are. It's who you become. And you know what where it starts? Well, we know. Admitting. Vegas, 33 years, good for you, girl. We're right there, girl. Admitting. Right? Admitting, accepting. I'm not a participant much anymore. I'm now Mr. Mushroom instead of a sponsor. But I sponsor you guys, don't I? Somebody would say, hey, Pops, you sort of sponsor us. Look at you guys, 13 years, 14 years. I love you guys. 9 months, 9 years, 9 months, 26 days. You're counting. That's great. This is phenomenal what you guys are. Like I said, can I read? Let me read this to you guys. Let's get, we're in the right frame of month. B. Hendricks, 8 months is beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Jesus Christ, that's beautiful. I like it when you lose track of the time. I like that. Michael Groove. Look at you guys. I'm so proud of all of you. I could just sit here and read these. I could just sit here right now and just read these. Hey, I see Roy Coates here. Roy Coates, listen real quick before I go on with this. Roy Coates recently reached out to through the website, and he bought one of the Detroit Mush Lab hats, caps that say Detroit Mush Lab on it, which all of the money for those go to our nonprofit. Well, we also send out with that a couple of grams or more, a little package of fruit that gets sent out with it, right? In this case, we also put a little 10-pack of caps in there. But we had that. This we sent to Roy Coates along with his hat. Roy Coates sent it back and said, Pops, I won't really be using that, but I want you to give it away to somebody else on there. So I have been waiting to see Roy, because Roy, you're giving it away. Okay? Tell me who I should send this to today. Roy, you decide while I do all my yipping and yapping over here. Roy, I'll put someone else's name and an address on that and send it out today if you tell me who. And they send me their address. That was really sweet and thoughtful of you, sir. Okay? He'd actually said, Pops, don't send it, but it was already in the mail. So then he turned around, boop, send it back. All right, I'm going to read this to you guys. After I get done, Roy, you tell me who. Roy will tell me who. Hi. Were any of you ever speakers at any of your CA meetings or your AA meetings or your NA meetings? Were you ever the speaker? Speaker meeting? Roy, told you, man, don't try. You tried to put it on me, pal. It's back on you. Were any of you ever a speaker at your meeting? Wasn't it good for you when you did? Kim chairs an Al-Anon meeting. Wasn't it good for you when you did? You were, oh, I'm not sure if I should, but then when you actually did it, speaking at a speaker meeting, at one of our meetings, is so healing. It is so healing. Hi, this is a speaker meeting now. Hi, my name is Humble, and I'm an approval addict. I've been sober for 0 days. My addiction has taken over my life. It's ruined relationships. It's cost me financially, and it's had a negative impact on my health and self-worth. I have trouble recognizing and accepting myself. Because of that, I crave validation and attention from everyone else. This may have roots in my parents who didn't have the tools to be there for me emotionally. And it may be because of the intense experiences that I had growing up. I say yes when I mean no. I'm overly concerned with what others think about me. I need my friends and families to accept and support me before I can. I want to work hard and be successful just so I can prove all my doubters wrong. My doubters who rejected me in every way in the past, they need to regret it. I wish I could be myself around everyone, but it's not realistic. If people knew the real me, they wouldn't accept me. I judge everyone else, and I put them down just to make myself feel better. I wish others felt sorry for me for all the things that I've gone through. I'm here to admit that I have a problem and I seek help. That was the speaker at the speaker meeting. The addiction to approval guy, gal, pops. It's reasonable that we all want some level of validation. We all need to be recognized and accepted by others on some level. It's part of our interdependence. But when we don't get it from others, we should be able to provide it for ourselves. When our acceptance and validation of ourselves isn't valued or possible, then we seek ongoing validation from others. That endless chase for external validation reduces our ability to experience self-love. My addiction to approval isn't a disease or a character flaw, but it's a brain wiring response to developmental trauma caused by neglect. As I said earlier, that neglect wasn't intentional. My parents were in survival mode. They were helping build a life, feeding us, clothing us, going through their own issues. Even if they had all the time and money in the world, it's not like they'd automatically know how to be emotionally available to nourish me. I recognize the neglect, but I can't blame anyone at this point. It's my responsibility to make it better. Approval is a salty potato chip. Once you have one, you'll want more. None of us are weak for wanting it. But once we recognize the addiction, it's up to us to do something about it. Approval from others will never be as nutritious as approval of ourselves. That's why self-respect is more important than self-esteem. Self-respect comes from not only recognizing and validating ourselves, but also from making tough choices. Choices that warrant recognition and validation. Could be as simple as setting goals and doing the boring, repetitive, often difficult work to achieve it. Grow house, for example. That has earned me more self-respect than any self-esteem. Boring, repetitive, consistent, day in and day out, no matter what. For years on end, setting goals and achieving them. When you look at yourself for that, you don't have to look outside and have somebody come along and tell you you're doing a great job. You already know. Because you are. It's an inside job. I'll experience more love from waking up at the same time every day, choosing reading a book over looking at my phone, and from stretching than I ever will receiving the type of attention and approval from someone else. Your approval or stretching, which will do me more good? Your approval or me reading? Exercising my brain. Which is going to do me more good? Your approval or waking up at the same time every day and doing my job? Which is going to do me more? Which one's going to give me more self-respect? And yet we all say, oh, I want somebody to respect me, to approve of me. It's an addiction. We can work one step at a time, and the first step is being willing to admit that we have an addiction. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. Oh, really? Well, that's one of the reasons you use sponsors in programs. Because it's real easy when you're not connected to live in your addictions. But you know where the first connection is? It isn't to your sponsor. It isn't to the Tea Crew. It isn't to Pops. Our first connection, which gives us the opposite of addiction. Our first connection is to ourselves. You beat addiction by creating a stronger connection with yourself. That's good stuff. Right? Is that some good stuff right there? Let's get another person on the wheel. Pick a number. God, I love this stuff. I so appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to preach it to myself. Don't seek other people's approval. Seek your own self-esteem. The best way to do that, you get up at the same time every day. You do the very, very best you can. At the end of the day, you go, I don't care if anybody noticed, man. I'm a freaking stud today. I was a stud. Studette. Studettes are cool too. Okay, I got a number here. I got a number. And believe it or not, the very first number on the whole board, Michael Brown. Michael Brown. Wow, Michael, that was fantastic. Very first person, very first number. It's a 5. See that little 5 right there? On my screen, I have one person, very first person. It was Michael Brown. Michael Brown, you're going to be number 3. Michael Brown, you are number 3. Stick around because we're going to spin this thing twice. Michael Brown, wait, I'm looking for, where's my paper? Where is, pardon me, give me a second. I'm looking for, there it is. Michael Brown, downtown Michael Brown. Michael, say hi to Tiffany too. I know she's right there. All right, here we go. We met Michael Brown at Mushfest. What a nice man. Here we go. 1 is Happy Valley. 2 is West Smoky. And 3 is Michael Brown. Here we go. I didn't like that spin. That was a weak spin. Number 2, West Smoke. West Smoke. You know what you're getting, West. Smoke them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them. You're getting a 3-pack. Each of these weighs a little more than 2 grams. So this is almost a quarter of an ounce. This one here, that's Ghost. This one here, that's Iceberg. And this one here, that's Ape. So we've got Ghost, Iceberg, Ape. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little initial on there. So when you get it, you'll remember A for Ape, IB for Iceberg, and Ghost for Ghost. Leslie, give me your address and I'll get this mailed out to you ASAP. I have another pack just like this. Just like it. I want to give this pack away. I need 3 spinners. First spinner. Pick a number between 1 and 20. Whoever gets it first, go. Whoever gets it first, go. Pick a number between 1 and 20. 1 and 20, go. Whoever gets it first is going to be a spinner if they haven't spun this week. If you've already spun this week, I'm going to skip past you. Full melts, kill it. Full melts. He said 19. The answer was 19. Full melts, fully melted, full melts. You got it correct. Let's do another one. I'm going to say a letter between A and M. A letter between A and M. Go. A letter between A and M. I need another spinner. Full melts. We need another guy. A and M. SSW just got it. The answer was G. G. SSW just got it correct. SSW. Well done, my friend. We're going to do another one. I need a color. Pick a color. Get me a color. Somebody pick a color. What color did I just write on my paper here? Color. Give me a color. I just wrote it on my paper right here. What color did I just write? I'm trying to get one more spinner. Who else wants to play with Full Melts and SSW? I wrote a color right here. Married Michael. Married Michael, you got it correct. The answer was pink. The answer was pink. Married Michael. Got it correct. Married Michael. Got it correct. So, Full Melts, you're going to be number 1. Full Melts, you're number 1. SSW, you're number 2. Married Michael, you're number 3. Go, whoa, go. Ooh, it's looking like a number 2. That looks like a number 2 to me. Number 2, SSW. SSW, I'm sending you, where is it? This pack. I'm going to send you this pack. Ghosts, Iceberg, Ape. I'll label them. I'll mail them to you. Here, let me label them right now. I'll mail them to you. G for Ghost, IB for Iceberg, A for Ape. Get me your address and I'll get these mailed out to you. Okay? We're going to have fun here tomorrow. I have a couple other really neat packages ready for you guys here tomorrow. Will you guys please come and play with me? Give me 5 people that say, Pops, will be there to play with you tomorrow. Okay? Not that kind of play. Just regular play. Play kind of play. All right? You guys go have a beautiful day. Sandy, that would be a neat idea. Get us a coding key. You guys go play. Have a good time today. Be good and kind to one another. Work on your self-respect. Work on it. How do you get it? By doing exactly what you say. We're going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. Okay? There's a whole nother chapter we want to talk about how to gain and earn our own personal self-respect. By the end of this class, we're going to be like, hey, man, I got a lot of self-respect over here. What am I going to do with it all? I'm going to give it away. Have a good day, you guys. I love you. See you guys tomorrow, and thank you for being here and being my friend. Caitlin, thank you, and Sharon, be impeccable and healthy, and Herbie, and all, Ali33, yes I am, and Penny Pack and MDK, and Daniel C, and I Lost E, and Rasta Healthy, and Jesus Christ, in Australia. Paige, have a nice day. Excuse me, Grady and Rugaga and Jimmy Max and B. Hendricks and wishing you well. And a wishing well. I lost you at SSW and Hags, love you, man. And Cleany and Kimberly. And I lost you in Nerdy and Married and Flying Wing and Shy Shy. And Alan and Jonathan KK. Tad. I miss Tad. I love Tad. See you soon, Tad. Mushmouth, you too. Nippy and Rugman and Michael Groove and Herbie and City and Billy T and Anthony the Big Man Thornton and MDK and Daniel C and wishing you well inside of a wishing well. Jesus Christ and Mike Baraball and Roy C. Roy, you gave it away to I Losty? Sounds good. I Losty. I Losty, I'm going to need an address from you so I can send this to you. I Losty. Okay. Thank you, Roy, for giving that away. And Hip Kitty and Mike Baraball and Allie and Justin and all of the rest of you. Pop, Skippy, I see you, Skip. You're skipping right by. Justin and all of the rest of y'all. Pops, peace. See you guys tomorrow. Be good, be kind. Earn your own self-respect.